Hi there, I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Thanks for joining me on TCM for the first night with January's star of the month, Jean Arthur. In the mid 1930s, Arthur became synonymous with one of the most popular genres of the era, the screwball comedy. Up next, she leads the cast in a comedy that won the Oscar for Best Picture from Columbia and director Frank Capra in 1938. You Can't Take It With You. Jean Arthur plays the eldest daughter of an eccentric, free spirited family. They don't have much money, but they do have plenty of creative ideas. They spend their days following their passions and enjoying life. So it's as if they're rich. Anyway, it's a chaotic household, but a happy one. Movie takes off when Arthur falls in love with her boss, a straight-laced banker played by Jimmy Stewart, and she has to introduce his elitist upper-crust parents to her unpredictable relatives. At the time she made You Can't Take It With You, Jean Arthur was the biggest star at Columbia Pictures, one of the most successful comedy actresses in the business. As you'll see in the opening credits, she gets top billing here, ahead of Jimmy Stewart. He doesn't even get second billing. That goes to Lionel Barrymore, playing Jean Arthur's grandfather, the family patriarch. Jimmy Stewart is billed third. Jean Arthur's big break in comedy came 3 years earlier when she starred opposite Edward G. Robinson in the 1935 gangster comedy The Whole Town's Talking, which we'll have here on TCM next week. She hit her stride with her first collaboration with director Frank Capra. Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, released a year later in 1936. Mr. Deeds won Capra an Oscar for Best Director. He won another one for the film you're about to see, giving Capra an astonishing 3 Academy Awards for Best Director in just 5 years. His first came for It Happened One Night from 1934. This one is from 1938, also with Edward Arnold, Misha Auer, Spring Byington, and a young Ann Miller. You Can't Take It With You. You Can't Take It With You is an adaptation of a hit Broadway play written by 2 men who knew how to make audiences laugh, George S. Kaufman and Moss Hart. Director Frank Capra went to see the play one night, left determined to make it his next movie. That meant convincing his notoriously tight-fisted studio boss at Columbia, Harry Cohn, to shell out $200,000 for the film rights, a staggering sum in the 1930s. It was more than Cohn had ever laid out for any property. Cohn's investment paid off. You Can't Take It With You hit theaters while the play was still packing in Broadway audiences. Then the movie became a huge success in its own right. It earned 7 Academy Award nominations, winning for Best Director and Best Picture. Real rarity for a comedy. The film also marked the first collaboration for Frank Capra and Jimmy Stewart. Stewart would go on to make 2 more movies for Capra, ending with the 1946 classic It's a Wonderful Life. In between, they teamed up again with Jean Arthur for Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, released a year after You Can't Take It With You. Coming up, Jean Arthur stars opposite William Powell in a detective comedy from 1936. The Ex Mrs. Bradford is next on Turner Classic Movies.
Next on TCM, The Ex Mrs. Bradford. Then Footsteps in the Dark, and later, Of Human Bondage. We set Betty free on TCM tonight.